So New Zealand has joined 22 other countries and the European Union in calling for Israel to allow for a full resumption of aid into Gaza immediately. My question to you, though, is why the delay in this level of joined-up thinking from the so-called Western world?
I think another factor is a perception amongst many countries that Mr. Trump himself is getting impatient with the Netanyahu government. It may have emboldened those countries that have been sitting on the fence, but it's quite clear that Israel now finds itself under a lot of pressure from many liberal democracies.
The fact isn't lost on us, right? That these liberal democracies needed Trump's impatience with Israel to be a liberal democracy and respond to the overwhelming public outrage against funding and arming a genocide. What are we talking about here when we say liberal democracies? Exactly. As long as countries continue to fund and arm Israel, their threats are simply threats and theater.
I think another catalyst here for threatening sanctions is a recognition that the United States and Israel seem to be planning a joint initiative to distribute food and effectively disempower the UN, because the suspicion is that if the US and Israel jointly took over the distribution of humanitarian aid, then effectively the distribution of aid would be weaponized.
So clearly it was more than a suspicion that Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu were planning to put Hitler's legacy to shame, essentially, when it comes to the final solution. I think most of us understand that this fight isn't only for the Palestinians, but for all the people around the world who are being crushed right now under the boot of imperialism and empire.